condition. I don't know if you can see that plug. It looks pretty darn good, doesn't it? I like to give it a sniff test. Smells good. No oil. Very light film of, you know, the tan colored discoloration there. So that's perfect. We'll take out the rest, the cover, the valve cover, and see what it looks like inside. Now remember, in the last video I had a straw that I used to stick down there to get top dead center of the piston. Well, I lost that straw, and now I've got to do it another way. The other way to do it is to put the transmission into a high gear. I got it in fourth right now, and turn that rear wheel really slowly, and watch these things here. Watch the camshafts, okay? When these things, the lobes are pointing outwards like that, it's not pressing down on the valves. And these two flat surfaces, this flat surface and this flat surface, must be parallel. So if you use something like a straight edge, you can check and see that they're perfectly parallel. Let me see if I can do this and show you what I mean. There's the top one there, and there's the bottom one here. And you can see they're perfectly parallel, and that's top dead center. Now with the thing in top dead center, we can check the intake valves gap and the exhaust valves, the gap. This one is here, the clearing is, I'll put it up on the screen, 0.1 to 0.17. This one here, the exhaust valves are 0.34 to 0.41 millimeters. So I've got to get my feeler gauges and check those. Well, the good news, the left cylinder, all the valves, the valve clearances are in spec. Here we go. This is how I've got it done so far. The left cylinder is on the left column, and what I've done is I've marked forward and aft for F and A. So for the intakes, we've got 15 on both of them. And for the exhaust, on the forward one, I've got 37, so 37 here, and 38 on this one. So we can put this back together. Another word or a tip is that you should have both spark plugs out, or else you won't be able to turn that back wheel so easily. So I removed the spark plugs on the other side as well. I'm gonna button this back up now and then go over on the other side, keep the spark plug out of course, and go take my measurements on the right side. The right side is also within spec, and the numbers are for the intake, for the forward one is 13 and the aft one is 12. And for the exhaust, the forward one is 38. I was getting 40 at first, but I had to remeasure it because 40 was a little bit troubling. So 38, and the aft one is 35. Again, the specs are right there. You can see the intake valve is 0.1 to 0.17, and the exhaust is 0.34 to 0.41. So I'm within spec. Now, I've just noticed that this ground wire, it's attached here as a ground, right? This ground wire is kind of like got its insulation worn away right here. And I don't know. I think I'll wrap that up. It's a solid copper wire. As far as I could tell, that's a solid copper wire there. So it's not a matter of insulation getting burnt off, I don't think, but I think this fabric wrap, I should get some of this anyway. This wrap here has kind of like pulled back from from this. I'm gonna put a little bit of, but it did make a mark here. So that's how I know that, you know, there's some heat going on there, some little distortion here. I don't know what this little ring is all about. But yeah, when you do maintenance, this is what you notice. You notice things like this. Here's the two plugs. That's the left and that's the right. And as you can see, they're both in excellent condition. But I so happen to have a pair of plugs right here. Elmar 8DJ. And that's what it's called for in the book. So I think I'll put some new plugs in the bike and keep these as spares. So I've got the oil change done and also the valve check done. Luckily, the valves were all within spec, although one of them was getting close. It's been like that for a long time. If you looked at my previous video, you'd see that I had one valve, if I remember correctly. I can't remember if it's the same one, but one valve that was getting up there and it was fairly close to the limit. But again, same story, so I'm not too worried. Bike runs good, so I put all that back together and changed the oil. It's got the Castrol 5W30 oil in it, as I always get my oil from Amazon, the same place. And I put another, I use K&N filters because of the nut on the top, and that you can torque the filter easily using that nut. And it has worked good for me for the last, I don't know how many miles. I've had it probably since new, or fairly new. And yeah, so far we've got the final drive service done, the shaft lubed, the splines lubed, and all of that is done. And we've got the oil change done. We've got the valves checked. Now it's left to check the head bearing. I'm going to do that next time, and also do all the other checks that are required in the 60,000 mile service. Like I mentioned earlier on, not everything is going to be checked, because I ride this bike all the time and I know that it's in good working order. But I will still go over and visually inspect what they asked for the, you know, the things that need to be inspected. Like I said, I won't be changing the brake fluid because I don't think I need to. And the fork oil was changed at 36,000, I believe. And I don't think I need to change it yet, so it won't be changed this time. So that's it for now. If you liked the video, found it useful, give me a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified of the next video. Talk to you later.